Hi, this is the Kunimitsu, and Nebula definitely was the standout character of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the MVP you could call it, and I was surprised by that, just as you probably are, because Nebula, to be quite honest, was a subpar character in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise and in the overall MCU. I was starting to like her with the direction Nebula was going in and what James Gunn was doing with the character, what the MCU was trying to paint Nebula as. They kind of set up a good narrative in Avengers Endgame and continued that narrative with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I would say Nebula really filled Gamora's spot very well and kind of brang what Gamora brang when it comes to the Guardians team overall. That doesn't mean Nebula replaced Gamora. I still liked Gamora a lot in this third installment of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I just love the fact that Nebula is so well written and you didn't even have to sacrifice who Nebula is and the kind of character she is. It all makes sense. That's brilliant writing that James Gunn has managed to take a character like Nebula, drop it in the Guardians team, make her a more main character in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise and in the MCU, but still be able to see the Nebula that we began with. Nebula's definitely gone on quite the character journey, most definitely, but also the action scenes with Nebula, what you can do with that character is so cool. Seeing her body mangled and fight, and then her cannon gun, things like that you can't do with other characters. So really the sky's the limit when it comes to Nebula, especially with some of the cool stuff you can do from an action perspective and choreography perspective when we have these superhero action scenes happen in these Guardians of the Galaxy movies, particularly that you can't really do with other characters like Gamora or like a Drax, because they don't have the body, they don't have that kind of high-tech body that has quite a few options, that's for sure, and can easily be built upon. So definitely I would love to see Nebula have her own solo movie or have something on her own and explore deep into her story, because definitely I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has only really touched the surface of the greatness Nebula has to offer, even though she was the standout character of the third installment. And I want to explore more about the self-love problems that Nebula has, which was clearly explored with the third installment. Clearly Nebula still considers herself a monster and doesn't love herself wholeheartedly, and she just wants one person to love her, kind of wants what Star-Lord had with Gamora. That was clearly teased throughout the third installment of Guardians of the Galaxy, and to be quite honest, I was kind of had intrusive thought that Nebula would make a great partner with Star-Lord. I wouldn't hate that idea, even though I think the end game for Star-Lord was Gamora. I'm sorry, I want Gamora with Star-Lord, not Nebula, even though if Nebula and Star-Lord ended up together, I feel like that would fit as well, because Nebula and Star-Lord, let's just say, they had chemistry, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 really pushed that chemistry to the forefront. But I think at this point, maybe it'll be interesting to see if Nebula continues to have a place in the MCU, if we see another Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I doubt we will with this team. I feel like Nebula definitely should have some sort of love story to really move the character along. That's kind of the next step of evolution for the Nebula character. But I think Karen Gillan definitely has done an incredible job with the Nebula character, and I think James Gunn's writing is clearly the main reason why the character stood out so well in the third installment of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I definitely want more of Karen Gillan as Nebula down the line in the future of the MCU, because I'm not quite over Nebula just yet when it comes to the MCU. So I love to hear comments below of what you think about my opinion of Nebula being the MVP character of the third installment of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and how this character was just written so excellent, particularly in this movie, and how Nebula really brought it when it comes to Karen Gillan's performance and what she displayed, which I think very impressive without a doubt. Also be sure to click that subscribe button, give this video a like, and click that notification bell to support this channel. So thank you for watching, and it's goodbye from me for now.